How's everyone doing? Awesome. Great. So let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Forrest Collier. I manage the Web3 and Blockchain Specialist Solutions Architecture team at AWS. And I'm aligned to the Amazon Managed Blockchain Service. So I have two questions for everybody that's here. The first one is, does anyone here own digital assets, cryptocurrency? Raise your hand. I expected you to. So a few people. Out of everybody here, has anyone heard of Amazon Managed Blockchain Service? Okay, a few, more than I thought. So for those of you who don't know, Amazon Managed Blockchain is a service that's meant to abstract away the complexity in building blockchain applications, including applications that touch on digital assets. So we provide a product that allows you to interact with multiple public blockchains like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon. And we also have a data product that makes it really easy to extract blockchain data or query blockchain data related to things like transactions, digital asset balances, etc. And today, joined by Gustavo from Itaú, and he's going to talk a lot about digital asset custody, an emerging use case that we're seeing more and more in the financial services area. So I'm going to hand the mic to Gustavo, and he's going to give you a little bit of background on Itaú Bank, as well as digital asset custody and how they built this on AWS. So Gustavo, it's all yours.
Hi guys, nice meeting you. Pleasure to be here and talking about Itaú. Telling about who that doesn't know who Itaú is the largest bank in Latin America. We are almost a centenary company, 90 years old. We have more than 100,000 people, which 20,000 it's only working with IT. So basically, we are exploring blockchain since 2016, where we established a center of excellence to understand how blockchain will touch the market, how can it help us to develop other things rather than just crypto at all. And basically, we are studying it like for a long time. Since 2021, our government, central bank, started a regulation where all the people and the companies could start working with crypto. And then we felt that, well, that's the right moment to start working with that. And we are working since then with AWS to build our own solution on crypto custody, which I want to present here a little bit for you here, okay? So basically, what are the main concerns that we can see when we are talking about blockchain infrastructure? So we know that banks are highly regulated, and everything that you do, there are rules, controls, securities, process, and this kind of things. And how can I do that in a banking environment using a DLT, a decentralized ledger? What are the complexity that we have over there? So that's something in our mind that really tricks us on how can we evolve that solution and how can we work with a blockchain, private one and also public one, and how will that work in an environment like Itaú. After that, we are talking about security, again, data encryption, how does that work, and the key management process that will sign all the operations that we have in all public and private cloud. So it's interesting to tell here that we are working mainly in more projects than the custody. Itaú is working close to the central bank in our CBDC strategy, where we have a coin, our CBDC name called Drex. We aim to put it in production in the second half of next year. So we have like stable coins, delivery versus payment, thousands of things that are evolving over there. But we are also exploring other opportunities that we have for institutional managers, for fund managers that also have a regulation where they can put crypto inside funds, and this is something new. It is started like last month working in production as a regulation, and that's something that motivates us also, not only for the technology, but how can we bring that to our clients. So basically, when we talk about crypto custody, it's not only about technology. There are different layers that work on that. So we can say that we have the front end, an interface where we interact with our clients. We have external audit working with us with SOC 1 and 2 to bring process, security on technology, and thousands of other things. We already have our governance, but it's important to count with a partner to help us with that. We also have all the compliance, so QIC, know your client, know your transaction, all the process of due diligence from the partners that we are going to work, the counterparts, the exchanges that are going to work with us, and all the things. And last but not least, the technology that we are discussing here, and I will present a little bit for you. So basically, when we say about that, we can say HSM, MPC, thousands of solutions that are working in the wallet services at all. We have many partners, companies working on that, and that's why we choose to focus on why not buying a solution and counting with a partner and building our own solution over there, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more further, okay? So basically when we say what are the main operations that we have in the crypto custody solution, we have like, first of all, creating wallets, and then we can bring already the solutions that Amazon is helping us to build. So we have most important thing here, Nitro Enclave. Does anyone know who it is? How it works? Not the orange guys here, but Nitro Enclaves basically is confidential computing system. All data that we have in transit, it's encrypted, so it's secure to anything that runs over there. No one can access. Instead, you have the encrypted system to access that. So Nitro Enclaves here is our orchestrator that run all the other process. So the clients come here, he accesses his front end, he asks to create a new wallet. Nitro Enclaves operate with KMS, doing the attestation of the cryptography, creating a new wallet. After that, he can create his wallet on the blockchain network that we may work with, and then we generate the wallet that he can transact his operations. The important thing here to say is the first step, when you create your wallet, you have the first connection with the keys that you must securely store. And then when we run that in Nitro Enclaves, we kind of put a big layer of encrypting in all this process where no one can access that, even the client, because we are putting there all in system processing where he doesn't see, can't take notes, and then we kind of eliminate some risks that we may have with that. Okay, so basically this is the process of creation of the key, and then it's how we secure this process in our custody. Okay, this is just a screen from what it is, the front end. Nothing important to say here, but you have the vault name where the client can put the alias that he may want to call it, the description. We can have here limits of operation and who can access. So this is very important for institutional clients, because sometimes they want to spread the assets that they have in different wallets, and then they put a limit where if they go over that, we warn them, okay, you need to balance your assets in different wallets because you are putting up the limit that you wrote there, okay? And who can access? Sometimes in the governance process, I can do a solicitation to do a withdraw, but without my partner authorizing that. So basically, there are some rules that we can create on that. Who can access, who approve, who offers the transfers and things like that, okay? The other process here is monitoring transactions. So we know that blockchain are writing blocks all the time, all information, things that are new. And the main actor here is block listener. Block listener is listening to the networks that we are working. So basically here, Ethereum and Bitcoin, telling us, okay, the wallets that I have, what is happening, what is changing, and then we get all that transactions and save them, offload in our informations. That helps us to process all the data from our clients in off-chain. it gets easier, get more performance, and all the rules that having governance, all the things, the aspect that behind to each client we can manage in this offline connection that we have. So this is another step that we have here. And also here a screen, so you can say that when the client accesses his homepage, he has his position, Bitcoin, Ethereum. He can have all the pending approvals. So in my case, if someone from my team wants to do a withdraw, he comes for me to approve that operations, and he has the last movements. And in the small side, you can see how it looks like when he wants to share his wallet for anyone who wants to transfer some assets from them. Okay? And last one, withdraws. So basically here, always working through Nitro Enclave, who access the wallet from the client, do the attestation of the operation using KMS. So there are 2 layers of cryptography here in the Nitro Enclave and also in the access from KMS to the data where the keys are stored. And after that, we put through with AMB to propagate, to sign that operation in the blockchain networks and put the operation to run, okay? And here also is what is like, how it works, the screen, a withdraw, all the information that the client pulls, and after the operations is on run, how it works. So it's just an interface to provide you, okay? So basically here, I will pass to my friend.
Yeah, so one of the things that I would be curious to ask Gustavo is when we think about what's next for the custody solution that you've been working on, what's around the corner for you? Is it looking at other products in the digital asset space? Is it expanding to other types of digital assets? So, other blockchains. What's next for Itaú in the digital asset space?
Perfect. For the ones who like crypto, we always want to have more coins and more opportunities. We want to do staking, swapping, and thousands of other things. But we are a bank, high regulated one, the largest in Latin America. So that's not easy for us. So we truly believe in creating infrastructure for the market, the crypto market, with secure, with kind of baby steps in the first moment, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, trying to work through stable coins. We have our CBDC. So it kind of seems few things from what we see in the startup market, in the crypto market, Web3 market. But when we look to a financial company, work close to the regulation, close to what is legal, for us it's a huge advance that we can go. And we kind of expect a great wave here to move all this market, create this infrastructure, and help not only us, but also the other partners that we have and the other companies that are struggling here to establish this market.
And then I have one other question before we open it up, maybe for audience questions as well. You touched on a challenge at the beginning, which was, banks that have to manage blockchain infrastructure may not have experience doing so, or they may, for whatever reason, for compliance reasons or due to policies internally, they may not be allowed to. And so, in Itaú's case, can you talk a little bit more about how Amazon Managed Blockchain helped you in the process of building this solution? And maybe even touching on some other AWS services that stand out in this architecture.
Yeah, that's an awesome question, because if you want to propagate your information through the network, or you have your own node, or you have a partner running through that. So basically, we have some issues last week with Hamas, an exchange and things like that. And imagine us as a bank having a full node where we could potentially store an information that doesn't go through our compliance. So when we look to AMB, the managed blockchain, that helps us a lot because we just pass through Itaú and the network, things that are important and that make sense for us. So AMB definitely made our life easier because it make much less complex all this governance, AML, and all the process that we must do when we talk about how can we connect to a public network in a decentralized ledger, and how will that go for security, AML, QIT, and all of that thing. Definitely AMB helps us a lot on that.
Awesome. Thanks, Gustavo. Want to thank everyone very much for your time. Thanks for coming out, and if you'd like to touch base with us, we'll hang out here if you have other questions. But thanks very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.